So wanted to go live just real quick, just for a little bit. I don't stream for Pixelogic for another hour and a half, so I figured I'd take some time to work on a personal project. And I'm gonna set a timer just because I don't want to be on this for so stinking long that that I'm on too long, right? So real quick, let's go timer. We're going to say 1 hour and 20 minutes and 3 seconds. And that should hopefully keep us on track. And that way I can have a little bit of time to be able to get water together, things like that. Otherwise, I've got a Klondike bar. I ate too many sweets. I'd say I don't care, but that's a lie. I care way too much. Okay. So, this is an oldish project. I'm just going to go through and kind of turn it on. Get that collar piece in there. Under the torso piece, get those arms in there. Top leg. Now, none of this is absolutely final for me. Nope, I don't need that piece on. Not right now, anyway. Okay. Most of what I want to go through and do right now is kind of tweak some anatomy. I like some of the things that are happening, but looking back at this, like this looks just very not good. So I'm gonna go through and kind of play with that arm a little bit today. Let's turn on our shoulder drapery. Of course, maybe that's why I left it. The body drapery. Okay. Let's turn on our little basket. Okay, this basket is something that I still need to go through, and I still need to make sure that that's exactly what I want. We'll see. There's kind of an interior piece that I made. And then here's our base. Okay. So the base, very clear and simple. It's just sand. I mean, she's just laying in the sand. It definitely needs some development, but you know, it is what it is for right now. Um, say the same thing, but it has been tremendously helpful for me with any kind of conceptual sculpting that I've done. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to do it. To be able to use it like with work. With work, I have a lot of specifications I have to meet. So it's not really something that I get to. I don't get to use ZBrush a whole heck of a lot, but I'm hoping to be able to at some point. I wonder if there's a way for me to put a countdown timer onto my stream video to where it could maybe be in that bottom bottom section over there, way down over there to the right, where it has the theme. I wonder if maybe I could go through and I could like split that, and then I could have, the theme, and then I could have like a time of a countdown or something. I don't know. So that my stylus is working too. Seems like ever since I started playing around with the new computer, it's like it doesn't. Same thing with the one that I have at work. Like the computer just doesn't want to register my tablet, my Wacom tablet. But and it seems like easy enough. I can just go through and I can unplug it, plug it back in, and it works just fine. If I wait until if I don't do anything on the computer until after it says touch off, because it'll go through and it'll register whether or not you have touch mode turned on. I mean, if you have the touch mode tablets. Raise me up. Okay, let's pick this up here. I'm just gonna have this up somewhere where I can see it. Let's turn the other head back on. Okay. So, with this second head, let's do this. We're going to mirror and weld this bad girl. Has multiple subdivision levels. I'm gonna delete those. I can't even imagine what that would. It looks like it has Dynamesh turned on. It's fun. Eh, forgot I'd put that in there. That's funny. Okay. Mirror and weld isn't quite where I want it, so I'm gonna place that there. A little bit further over. And guess what? I can turn my Smaartist mode back on. Everything is right. Okay, so these wrinkles, I'm not worried right now about keeping the weird details. And actually, with this eye, I'm just going to go through, let's say, transparent, please. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Okay. Delete hidden. Oh, so somebody lied to me. Somebody had said that Daredevil had been taken off of Netflix, and if it did, I sure didn't notice because it was still there when I went and looked. Okay, so now this eye is quite a bit different from the ones that I typically have, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Just a little serving different. What I do want to do is come in here and just Sphinx. Okay. So the intent is for her to be want her to feel legendary. Let's see, is we're gonna need to do a lot of work on making this girl feel like she should. How much time we got left? 6:47. We got just under an hour. Okay, at some point I'm going to want to go through and like hardcore look up some good reference. Because one of the things that I like is that she's got something of like a animated Thundercats sort of vibe going about her, which is cool. The thing that I really want to be mindful of is I really want her to look right. When I look at her, I want her to read as the Great Sphinx, as this bit of Egyptian legend, you know. Definitely my own interpretation. Definitely. Yeah, it's gonna just take her down to these bare levels of. Okay, so. Alright, let's take her up here, so, or maybe even down over here. Let's take a screenshot. That way I can kind of bear in mind what it is that I like about her. So as I make changes, I don't have to worry about losing all of my, everything that I really, really liked about the original design. My mic is muted. Are you sure? That.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, now that we got that fixed, it's good that we got it fixed now, because can you imagine having to go through that frustration when I'm streaming for Pixelogic? That would be just stupid. Thank you very much, Jackal Bones over on Twitch. Such a cool username. All right, let's work on getting this anatomy to be right. The nice thing about a fictional character is that you can make it up and it's okay. So, streaming, I'm streaming through a service called Restream. I wonder if you heard that before I actually messaged it, but yeah, it's a really good service. It's what we use through for the ZBrush Live channel, and it's been a really cool, just a cool deal. I mean, what it'll do is it'll go through. You essentially log into your different channels. You know, so for instance, I log into my YouTube and to my Twitch, and Restream will go through and broadcast out to those different channels that I tell it to. It has a long list of free channels that you can broadcast to. But for instance, if I wanted to broadcast to my Facebook page, I couldn't do that without paying a premium, which is fine. I mean, I don't need to stream to Facebook. It's not a big deal to me. For some people, though, I mean, maybe it's just how they get their marketing in, or you know, whatever. They get more viewership and things like that. So, you know, I guess it's just up to however people like to stream. Let's see, I'm going to thicken this up. Get rid of some of those wrinkles. Let's just work on figuring out kind of like this base anatomy, how I want it to look, and that'll help to inform the rest of it. Where are you from, Jackal Bones? Do you use ZBrush? Do you like to create characters? Do you work on environments? Let's see how this looks. I'm from the internet. Etosco. I love how you guys have like these really cool, unique usernames. Welcome, by the way. It's definitely good to have you here. It is. It's actually, let's kind of unhide it. So this is the Sphinx. It is my own interpretation of it, but it looks like my my eyelashes somehow ended up way over there. Oh, en verdad. Oh, there we go. Tosco es tu apellido. ¿Y de dónde viene ese Tosco? Y Tosco. That's so cool. So he's saying that his last name comes from his grandfather, who's from Spain. That's pretty cool. Okay, right now I feel like her cheeks are too chubby and the opening is, let's see. How does this need to go? Well, I mean, like on a, I guess if I want it to be, let's do this. Kind of want to take it and I'm trying to think if I like that better or not. I'm thinking not. Let's try something like that. Because now it feels less Sphinx-like. It feels dumb. Okay, so I think let's try taking this in. Okay, I need her to feel more cat-like. Try making that pointier. Let's try pulling on this cheekbone a little bit. Pushing on the top of the jaw. Want her to feel more feline. Okay, let's kind of come in here. Let's see, now it's like I think she feels both more feline but also much older, and I kind of like the fuller look. Let's see if I can bring some of that back. Okay, just gotta pull that out some. I'll just come in here and add a little bit of volume right there. You need to do some fluid liquids like the Avatar waterbending for a miniature. Okay. Ooh, let me see actually. Fine, it doesn't look like liquid. Okay, so there's a really good book. It's called Elemental Magic. Super awesome. You can get it on Amazon, pretty much anywhere. It goes through all the major types of elements. Fire, smoke, magic. The sections on water, I guess it's before this. I find the sections on water to be extremely helpful. Okay, this comes from, the author is Joseph Gilland, Elemental Magic. He has over 32 years of animation experience and has worked with such studios as Walt Disney Feature Animation, Don Bluth Animation, Productions Pascal Blay, and the National Film Board of Canada. He was a supervisor of visual effects on Lilo and Stitch, and also worked on Brother Bear, Mulan, Tarzan, Pocahontas, Hercules, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and James and the Giant Peach. For over 2 years, he has written a regular column for AWN. I don't remember what that stands for. But what's really, really cool is that it goes through and it has these different drawings to show kind of what... hopefully, let me bounce over to... I think I have a version where I have just the webcam. There we go. How about that? I don't want that on. I don't want that on. And we'll leave the rest of that. That'll be good. Okay, so check that out. Super, super cool. I think it's trying to focus on something, but I can't figure out what it's trying to focus on. Yeah, really neat images. So finding drawings like that is really helpful. I think you could probably find most of these sorts of drawings online. But you said like water bending. So trying to think. There might not be much of anything in here about that, but what you could look up is you could look up different trees with similar sort of shape to what you're looking for. Let's go to ZBrush. Cool. So I think one of the things that could be helpful is looking for look for twisty trees. El libro se llama Elemental Magic by Joseph Gilland. Yeah, super good book. I would definitely recommend looking into that. It's making her feel too old. But I do want to lower it just a little bit. Come on, right there. Let's try something like that. la referencia es algo para un proyecto que alguien le dio o será algo de como un proyecto personal. De un trabajo, ok. Si lo que haría yo es estudiar los árboles. Am, si buscas am, a ver. Uh, algo así tal vez te ayude. Am, o también los cuernos. Am, no, tal vez no. Es difícil. Hay muchas cosas que se puede buscar. Am, pero para hacer agua que sea más o menos igualito al agua que tienen en Avatar, ah, es duro, sí. Pues que tiene muchas formas y muchos cambios en la forma. Y, am, creo que lo más importante es que vas a querer realmente decidir o determinar si es que el agua, como si la forma le sirve mejor. am, bueno, en qué dirección mueve el agua. Si puedes decidir de que viene desde atrás y va más adelante, como se puede poner más del volumen hacia adelante, y puede como hacer que se enchica un poquito más hacia atrás para ver o para demostrar más que nada que está perdiendo volumen, lo más que va hacia atrás. Oh, wrong brush. Trying to be careful that it doesn't go through the other side. Claro, más fluido, sí. Es duro, sí, porque es agua. Pero, hey, Tommy. Um, es difícil porque agua como es duro hacer que algo parezca al agua. Um, pero sí se puede hacer. Y sé que tú lo puedes hacer. So how you doing, Tommy? I haven't seen or heard from you in like a week. Something like that. I'm doing pretty well. Just, working. My wife and kids are out with Grandma and Grandpa right now, so I'm just biding my time until I start my stream for the night. Vale, vale. Oh, thanks, Tommy. Yeah, I'm trying to kind of rework her. I want to try to make her feel, I don't know, I guess kind of clean her up, simplify some of her forms. I feel like some of the things are kind of getting lost, or they're getting just overcomplicated. And so, that's the kind of the point of what I'm doing right now, is I'm trying to simplify forms, trying to design the shapes a little bit better, trying to learn what this character needs to look like, Oops. I'm going to come down here, actually. Let's turn off that base. Oh, everything else is still in the way. Oh, well. Yeah, I was, Tommy, since you're, oh, I love Sculptress Pro. Yeah, since you're asking about that. Yeah, I love the Sculptress Pro mode. A lot of my friends talk about it too, how they super enjoy the new feature. And I mean, I haven't had to use Dynamesh a whole lot in a while, and that has saved me all sorts of time and just everything. It's been epic. Let's do this. I'm going to need to turn this on. Turn those off. I want to make sure that I can move the eyes and everything just like I'm moving the rest of the head. Let's take it like that. Makes you feel a little bit more poised. Have you gotten to use the Sculptress Pro mode at all yet, Tommy? Now, something that I can talk about that I don't like about Sculptress Pro mode. Well, I guess there are a few things. I've used it enough now that I can see, just features or things that I need that I can't use with Sculptress Pro. That doesn't mean that I, absolutely can't use Sculptress Pro mode, or else I'm never going to be able to sculpt again. I don't know, whatever. But the thing that I notice with Sculptress Pro mode is that, well, one, I need to be able to, obviously do certain things inside of ZBrush. One of the things, if you watched my ZBrush live stream last week, you're funny, Tommy. If you saw my ZBrush live stream last week, you'll notice that I was having a hard time trying to do some of my hard surface stuff with Sculptress Pro, because I was trying to use Z-Remesher and I was trying to get a good clean mesh to be able to get cleaner topology, to be able to start working on final topology for this dolphin that I sculpted last week. In fact, I think I have it pulled up. Oh, maybe not. Let's get it pulled up just so that I have it ready for... Might as well, right? It might be underneath the Faunabots. Dolphin bot. Here we go. So, it was a pain in the butt, but I finally got something that was worthwhile. So, this is what I started working on last week for the ZBrush Live, and I mean all the lines and all the patterns on there. That's to be able to help kind of plan out polygroups. So you see different polygroups, so that I can go ahead and I can perform Z-remesher to be able to get something cleaner like this. Let's turn the lines back on. And this is cleaner, not cleanish, you know, it's not super clean, but it's, you know, cleaner. It's certainly much better than the alternative. But you know, this makes things a lot easier for me. You know, just little things that I had to go through and play with. That you know, like I had to use the Dynamesh in order to get that clean of a result with the Z-remesher. Doing it straight with this, it didn't work. It didn't work for me. It was trying to make sense of these weird poles and things like that, and is How you doing, Royce? Good to see you. You gonna come over to the ZBrush Live channel in a minute? But yeah, so that's kind of the fun of it all. Trying to just figure out those little things that don't make sense in any other language. Just kidding. So this is what I've decided to kind of just play around with while I'm biding time for the ZBrush Live. It's pretty fun so far. But yeah, this is what she looks like all decked out. This is an older project. Okay, all of these beads here, I made these using, let's kind of come in here, made all these different pieces using ZModeler, using curve brushes, insert mesh curve brushes. You'll recognize a lot of the different little pieces. I pulled the IMM chain piece out and used that, and then I made my own little tassel to kind of go on the end of that. I think I still have the brush somewhere. I made my own little ankh, again using ZModeler. Okay, 100% ZBrush. It's super fun. Okay. But yeah, that was a fun piece to work on. Hobo coins? Ah. Interesting. Okay, so this neck piece, yeah, this neck piece took a long time. Yeah, those hobo coins, I never realized that they had a name. It's kind of funny. So the neck piece took maybe a couple of days. It took a while, but it took a while because I had no idea how I was going to get it to work. that was back when I was learning about how to make IMM brushes, and when ZModeler had just recently come out and things like that. It's a pretty old project, but it's been a really fun one to work on, and I keep telling myself, it's like, I need to go back to that. I need to go back to that. The other one I need to go back to is my Reina de la Muerte character. Especially now that I've got a chrysanthemum modeled that I can pull in and use on her person. Okay, that feels like maybe that could come down some. Just gonna phase that out some. Yeah, it's all about the unsculpting, and the sculpting is all about unsculpting. Yeah, I've got 2 viewers. And both of you are on Twitch. It's like Twitch is the only place where I have real friends. No, it's every once in a while I'll get a viewer pop in from YouTube, but it's much more rare. Let's just kind of get rid of that little edge in there. We don't really need it. Not right now. We'll decide later if we still want it or not. And if the answer is yes, then I guess we'll just go ahead and resculpt it. I don't know. It's just how it goes. Sculpting is unsculpting. Okay. So the Sculptress brushes, you'll figure it out. I think it's called the Whisper. You can probably do the whispers down at the bottom of your screen. I don't really customize my Sculptress brushes, other than, just going through and changing the draw size and the focal shift and things like that. Beyond that, I like to leave things really basic, really really vanilla, as we say in the industry. Okay, that's starting to look a little bit better. The reason why I leave my brushes fairly default is because I teach classes, and so if I'm going through and I'm changing my brushes from the default settings and they behave differently, then the students will be like, "Oh no, how are you doing that? Because my brush isn't doing that, and I'm not getting the same result, and I feel like I'm being led astray." And then I get fired. Just kidding. Just kidding. But in all honesty, that's exactly why I do it, is so that I can keep, because I'm pretty sure you can go up under Stroke, Sculptress Pro, you have these different options here. I never... Sounds like me asking questions. Yeah, we'll keep you, Tommy, don't worry. I keep them all default. It seems to work just fine. But I think that those options in there underneath Stroke, Sculptress Pro mode or whatever, I think those will allow you to be able to change how much tessellation you get out of your brush strokes. So if I wanted, if you're looking real small, you can see here's my resolution right now, and if I hold Shift, you can see it's adding a lot of resolution to that space where I'm smoothing it out. Now if let's just for contrast, let's make this brush bigger, okay? And if I smooth now, make it really big just for the contrast, I guess. You can see like there's the difference. So the big brush will give you like not nearly as much resolution to the mesh, whereas the small brush will almost give you too much, depending on what you're working on. Sometimes it works, and it's great if you're working in these tight areas, which is why it's really, really good to be able to go through and work, with your bigger forms, working up to your or down to your smaller forms and your details. I don't know if you can do that in 3D Coat. You can change the resolution of a layer in 3D Coat. Oh, basket. Okay, this is starting to get a little out of hand. Let me see. Do it, Royce. And when you do it, you shall be famous. And then I will ask you for your autograph and stuff, Autograph first. Everybody's going to want your autograph someday. Okay, trying to invent this little kitty's anatomy. Check on my time, see how much time I get. 7:30. Got about 15 minutes until I check out so I can check back in. You have the feeling that someday 3D Coat will be bought by Pixelogic. I don't know, I might be bought by Autodesk at some point. They seem to like to buy things up, just like Disney. So for those of you who are either just starting off in entertainment or are looking to get into entertainment or whatever, one of the sad truths that I learned when I was at DreamWorks is that you've got to be kind of ahead of the curve on trying to get onto new projects. One of the things that happened when I was at DreamWorks, I got let go because a few of my friends had gotten hired on, and then all of a sudden there was no project for me to roll onto. And so I got laid off because of a conflict in casting. So one of the things that I started doing at work now at Disney is I've been, trying to network and check with my supervisor and be like, okay, so when my role on this project ends, how do I roll on to the next project? you know, um, because I mean, someday I hope to be good enough that I don't have to worry about having an in-between season where I don't have a job. I hope to be just always gainfully employed. It's a hard industry to stay employed in, and it drives me nuts. It's really stressful on the whole family. Um, but I feel like because that's a weakness in the industry, unless you're extremely, extremely good, I need to get better. Um, but because I know that this is a weak point in the industry, I'm able to go ahead and plan ahead. And that's kind of one of my strengths, is being able to plan ahead, even if it's just a matter of saying, okay, my next step or my thing that I'm watching out for is XYZ, and when PRS happens, then I know that I can, I need to fly by the seat of my pants and just figure it out. So it's really just a matter of knowing when it's when to go by the plan and when to just let the plan fly and not even worry about a plan and just kind of figure things out as you go. Because sometimes you just have to reinvent the wheel, and sometimes you just have to figure things out as you go, because there's just no rule book for whatever part of the game you have to step into. One of my favorite things to watch or listen to on YouTube, I think his name is Chris Ramsey. Total stud, magician, loves to do puzzles. He is really, really, really awesome. Just fun to listen to and watch. And one of my one of the things that I like listening to is how he talks through his problem-solving issues of like, okay, so this puzzle, I mean, I feel like it could be kind of like this other puzzle that I went through and solved, and I had to spin that puzzle to be able to make it open up, or whatever. But he's going through and he's thinking about things that are similar. He's and things that are trying to think of different solves, and seeing if maybe those things will work, and if not, he's trying to do different things, and that's a really tricky thing to do. But think about those principles and think about how they can apply to what it is that you do and what it is that you hope to do. Royce on Twitch says, Ana Carolina has been thinking lately about what career moves to make, what companies to work with, so if you ever have a conversation with her, she may not let on that she needs advice, but she was talking about it a few days ago. She doesn't know where to take her career. She just wants to do many things at once and needs to narrow down her vision. I like you and her a lot, so yeah, I sculpt as a hobby. You guys do it for a living. Yeah, she's really, really good. I love Anna. I'm talking to her all the time. Um, she's kind of like a sister to me. She's awesome. Really good friend. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, right now, because right now she's working at that augmented reality or virtual reality or something like that. Um, she's doing a lot of she has a lot of really big things going for her right now. Things that I won't talk about because it's not my news to share. It's not my, yeah, it's not my party. Um, but yeah, a lot of really cool things happening. She is trying to figure out kind of exactly where she wants to be. She is doing a really cool job with what she does at work in that, you know, she's the only one that does what she does. So she's kind of carved a place for herself, which is a great thing to do, by the way. That's like huge, you know, awesome thing. You know, that's kind of the situation I'm in at Disney right now, is that I'm the only one that does what I do. And so um, and then, you know, I like to do a lot of different things too. I like to, you know, one of the things I really like to work on is characters. Um, but I've struggled for years to get a job as a character artist. Oh, nerds. Because it's such a competitive field, and a lot of the people that are coming out of school um, now versus when I came out of school a few years ago, these people know how to do things like things that I had to teach myself, you know. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's all very tricky. Yeah, I mean, Anna's really impressive. Um, I sure like her. I feel like she'll definitely go far. She's ambitious, and that's a good thing to be. Um, and it helps that she's insanely talented, you know? Uh, yeah, I actually really envy her work and whatnot. Um, it's like, how long can I spend on just the head? Forever. Still a hobby guy. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I've had opportunities to work on characters. Like when I was at Warner Brothers, I got to work on characters for games, and when I was at DreamWorks, I did LODs, which it stands for levels of detail. Um, Essentially, it's a way of being able to say, okay, so your level 0 is the highest resolution model, and then your level 3 or 4, I think level 3 is the one that I did most of, but they're like the models that are the characters way off in the distance for crowds, so that you can you know, keep your operation as light as possible. You know, I better save this because otherwise I'm gonna die. Yeah, so it looks like I've got my tassel brushes. Oh, Royce, oh my gosh. Finish saving. Alright, alright. Okay, guys. Only got a couple of minutes until I'm gonna get off and start getting things ready. Oh, I stretch all the time. In fact, I probably should have. It's funny because it's like, especially when I get started on a project or when I sit down to a project that I feel really excited about and passionate about, like this, I feel like I just can't do anything else. I can't focus on anything else. Um, Fortunately, it's really kind of cool, and maybe I'll take a screenshot because this is a cool feature, and I will post this up on my Instagram stories or something. But yeah, say that. Okay. The Restream, the site that I use to be able to stream to both my of my Twitch and my YouTube. It's quite fantastic in that it gives me like this ghosted window of the chat, everything that's happening on Twitch and on YouTube, so that I can see that, I can follow along. If I had any other services going on at the same time, I could go ahead and I could be able to see those and respond to those. It seems like the chat comes to me in live. It comes to me in live. That's not how we say it in English. How do we say it in English? En vivo en español. But how do you say it in English? Just live. Just live. Right? Just live. Yeah. I'm having a hard time today. Anyway, so the chat comes to me live. And like if I respond to it just by voice, the response gets to you in like, a minute to 2 minutes later. So that kind of makes me laugh a little bit. I'm going to take this a little bit further out. I gotta go through. Oh, next time I stream, I want to work on that on Ganesha. So I did one of my desk pets. Oh, actually, I took the other one into work. I gave one away for a white elephant at work. Everybody liked it, but nobody wanted to pick it first because it's the smallest gift. That means it's time to get things set up for the other stream. Nobody wanted to pick my gift because it was the smallest one. But as soon as it was opened, everybody's like, "Aww," because it was that cute little elephant with the attitude, whatnot. Just fun. I really like it. But yeah, everybody wanted the big gifts. Everybody was fighting over like this Mickey Mouse hand soap dispenser. It's like, come on, my gift is at least 93.7% better than that. Like a hobo coin. Hobo coins would be great for a white elephant. I actually learned that the original intent of the white elephant is that it was supposed to happen after after Christmas, and people were supposed to bring in gifts that they didn't want, things that they weren't interested in keeping, but things that were still usable, things that other people would probably want, and then you'd go ahead and you'd trade and you'd try to find a gift or acquire a gift is something that you actually do want, you know? So it's the kind of gift where you don't want to include your mother-in-law, or you don't want to include, no, just kidding. Anyway, I'm going to leave her here for now. And then let's actually, oh, real quick, I'm just going to take these eyes, turn on symmetry. No, turn off that thing. At Pixelogic, they just call it the pizza boxes. Okay, I'm liking that a little bit better. We'll play with that. Cool. All right. Yeah, still a lot to play with, but we'll get it. We'll get there. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys, and yeah, go tune into the ZBrush Live channel in about 15 minutes, and or I guess yeah, 10-15 minutes, and we'll see you there. Save that bad girl. It's not a boy. And we'll see you on the other side. Whoa. Oh, just for those of you tuning in, I'm going live on the ZBrush Live channel in about 10 minutes. Okay, so that'll hopefully get out to everybody. So hopefully, hope to see you there. All right. Anyway, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Sorry, Dusty, that you were tuning in just now, and I'm changing channels. So yeah, I'll see you in a little bit.